Good morning all. So previous lecture માં આપણે સ્પેક્ટ્રલ રિફ્લેક્શન વિશે થોડી વાત કરી હતી કે વોટ ઇઝ અ સ્પેક્ટ્રલ રિફ્લેક્શન અને કયા કયા ટાઈપના રિફ્લેક્શન્સ થાય છે, બરાબર છે. સો બે ટાઈપના રિફ્લેક્શન થતા હતા આપણે, સ્પેક્યુલર રિફ્લેક્શન અને ડિફ્યુઝન રિફ્લેક્શન, બરાબર છે. સો હોપ સો તમે જોયો હશે વિડીયો અને તમને થોડું યાદ હશે, બરાબર. તો એના પછી આપણે એક સ્પેક્ટ્રલ રિફ્લેક્શન કર્વ વિશે થોડી વાત કરી હતી કે વોટ ઇઝ અ સ્પેક્ટ્રલ રિફ્લેક્શન કર્વ. So the spectral reflection curve is the kind of graphically definite information that how the different earth surface react with the electromagnetic energy and what are the reflectance characteristic of that particular surfaces. Like if we are talking about the smooth surface, so the reflectance characteristic of that particular surface is much higher than the rough surface. Okay, so એ વખતે આપણે ઘણા એક્ઝામ્પલ્સ બી જોયા હતા કે ઇફ વોટર સરફેસ હોય તો એ વખતે તમારી જે રિફ્લેક્ટન્ટ કેરેક્ટરિસ્ટિક છે ઘણી હાયર હોય છે, બરાબર. સો ધ ઇલેક્ટ્રોમેગ્નેટિક એનર્જી ઇન્સિડન્ટ ઓન ધ સરફેસ ફીચર્સ આર પાર્શિયલી રિફ્લેક્ટેડ, એબ્ઝોર્બ્ડ or transmitted through it. The fraction that are reflected, absorbed or transmitted vary with the material type and the condition of the feature. It also varies with the wavelength of the incident energy. Majority of the remote sensing system operate in the region in which the surface feature mostly reflect the incident energy. The reflectance characteristic of the surface features are represented using the spectral reflectance curve. So this lecture covers the spectral reflectance characteristic of the sum of the important surface feature. The first, understanding spectral reflectance curve for the different features at different wavelength is essential to interpret and analyze an image obtained in any one or multiple wavelength. The spectral reflectance જે કહો છે for the different features at the different wavelengths is essential to interpret. બરાબર કે તમારી different wavelength પર જેને interpret કરવું છે, it is essential to interpret and analyze an image obtained in any one or multiple wavelength. First, spectral reflectance curve for the vegetation. બરાબર કે આપણે vegetation ઉપર કઈ રીતની અફેક્ટ થઈ રહી છે એનું આપણે જોઈએ. So the spectral reflectance curve for a healthy green vegetation exhibit the peak and valley configuration as illustrated in figure. The peak indicates strong reflection and the valley indicate the predominant absorption of the energy in the corresponding wavelength bands. બરાબર, આ તમને જે દેખાઈ રહ્યું છે. In general, healthy vegetation are very good absorbers of the electromagnetic energy in the visible region. The absorption greatly reduce and reflection increase in the red infrared boundary near 0.7 micrometer. The reflectance is nearly constant from 0.7 to 1.3 micrometers and then decreases for the longer wavelengths. The spectral response of vegetation depends on the structure of the plant leaves. Figure shows the cell structure of a green leaf and the interaction with the electromagnetic radiation. The electromagnetic response from the green healthy vegetation is at the green visible and near infrared wavelength. Okay, so infrared radiation penetrates the leaf as far as the mesophyll cells where it is reflected back. Green light is reflected back by the chlorophyll pigment within the chloroplast in the palisade cells. Blue and red light are absorbed and used in the photosynthesis by the chlorophyll pigment in the palisade cells. The valley in the visible portion of the spectrum are due to the pigments in plant leaves. The palisade cell containing sacs of green pigment strongly absorbed energy in the wavelength band centered at 0.45 and 0.67 micrometer within a visible region. As shown in the figure. On the other hand, reflection peaks for the green color in the visible region, which makes our eyes perceive healthy vegetation as a green in the color. However, only 10 to 15% of the incident energy is reflected in the green band. જે wavelength છે અને reflectance characteristic કે blue છે તો એની જે reflection characteristic છે એ ઓછી છે rather than the green. બરાબર, conifer, the aquatic grass and the deciduous. In the reflected infrared portion of the spectrum at 0.7 micrometer, the reflectance of a healthy vegetation increases dramatically. In the range from 0.7 to 1.3 micrometer, a plant leaf reflects about 50% of the energy incident upon it. The infrared radiation penetrates the palisade cells and reaches the irregularly packed mesophyll cells which make up the body of the leaf. Mesophyll cells reflect almost 60% of the NIR radiation reaching this layer. Most of the remaining energy is transmitted since absorption in the spectral region is minimal. Healthy vegetation therefore shows a brighter response in the NIR region compared to the green region. As the leaf structure is highly variable between plant species, reflectance measurement in this range often permit discrimination between species, even if they look same in the visible wavelength in the figure. If a plant is subjected to some form of stress that interrupts its normal growth and productivity, it may decreases or cease chlorophyll production. The result is less absorption in the blue and red bands in the palisade. Hence, red and blue bands also get reflected along with the green band, giving yellow or brown color to the stress vegetation. Also in the stress vegetation, the NIR bands are no longer reflected by the mesophyll cells. Instead, they are absorbed by the stress or dead cell, causing dark tones in the images. Beyond 1.3 micrometer, energy incident upon the plant is essentially absorbed or reflected with a little or no transmission of energy. Deep sea reflectance occur at 1.4, 1.9, and 2.7 micrometer as water in the leaf strongly absorb the energy at this wavelength. So wavelength in these spectral regions are referred to as a water absorption bands. Reflectance peak occur at 1.6 and 2.2 micrometer between the absorption band. At wavelength beyond 1.3 micrometer, leaf reflectance is approximately inversely related to the total water present in the leaf. This total water is a function of both the moisture content and the thickness of the leaf. Similar to the reflection and absorption, the transmission of the electromagnetic radiation by the vegetation also varies with wavelength. The transmission of electromagnetic radiation is less in the visible region and it increases in the infrared region. Vegetation canopies generally display a layered structure. Therefore, the energy transmitted by one layer is available for the reflection or absorption by the layer below it. Due to this multi-layer reflection, total infrared reflection from thicker canopies will be more compared to thin canopy cover from the reflected NIR. The density of the vegetation canopy can thus be interrupted. As a reflectance in the IR bands of a EMR spectrum varies with the leaf structure and the canopy density, measurement in the IR region can be used to discriminate the tree or vegetation species. For example, spectral reflectance of a deciduous and the conifer trees may be similar in the green band. However, the conifer trees show higher reflection in the NIR band and can be easily differentiated. Similarly, for a densely grown agriculture area, the NIR signature will be more. So आज ये આપણી ટોપિક હતો so the spectral reflectance of the on the vegetation. But next is આપણું spectral reflectance of soil. Some of the factors affecting soil reflectance are moisture content, soil texture, surface roughness, presence of iron oxide, and organic matter content. These factors are complex, variable, and interrelated. For example, the presence of moisture in the soil decreases its reflectance. As with vegetation, this effect is greatest in the water absorption bands at 1.4, 1.9, and 2.7 micrometer. On the other hand, similar absorption characteristics are displayed by the clay soils. Clay soils have a hydroxyl ion absorption band at 1.4 and 2.2 micrometer. Soil moisture content is strongly related to the soil texture. For example, coarse sandy soil are usually well drained, resulting in low moisture content and relatively high reflectance. On the other hand, poorly drained fine texture soil generally have a lower reflectance. In the absence of water, however, the soil itself exhibits the reverse tendency. Coarse textured soil appear darker than fine texture soil. Two other factors that reduce soil reflectance are surface roughness and the content of organic matter. Presence of iron oxide in a soil also significantly decreases reflectance, at least in the visible region of the wavelength. Next is you spectral reflectance for the water. Water provides a semi-transparent medium for the electromagnetic radiation. Thus, the electromagnetic radiation get reflected, transmitted, or absorbed in the water. The spectral response vary with the wavelength of the radiation and the physical and the chemical characteristic of the water. Spectral reflectance of water varies with its physical condition. In the solid phase, water gives good reflection at all the visible wavelength. On the other hand, reflection in the visible region is poor in case of water in liquid stage. The difference in reflectance is due to the difference in the atomic bond in the liquid and the solid state. Water in the liquid form shows the high reflectance in the visible region between 0.4 micrometer and 0.6 micrometer. Wavelengths beyond 0.7 micrometers are completely absorbed. Thus, clear water appears in the darker tone in the NIR image. Locating and delineating water bodies with remote sensing data is done more easily in reflected infrared wavelengths because of this absorption property. For example, figure shows a part of the Krishna River basin in the different bands of the Landsat ETM plus imaginary. The water body appears in the dark color in all bands and displays sharp contrast in the IR band. તમને જે દેખાઈ રહ્યું છે. However, various conditions of the water bodies manifest themselves primarily in a visible wavelength. This energy matter interaction at these wavelengths are very complex and depend on a number of interrelated factors. For example, the reflectance from a water body can stem from an interaction with the water surface, with the material suspended in the water, or with the bottom surface of the water body. Even in deep water, where bottom effects are negligible, the reflectance properties of a water body are not only a function of the water but also the material in the water. Clear water absorbs relatively less energy, having a wavelength shorter than 0.6 micrometer. High transmission typifies this wavelength with a maximum in the blue-green portion of the spectrum. However, as the turbidity of water changes, transmission and therefore reflectance change dramatically. For example, water bodies containing a large quantity of suspended sediments normally have a much higher visible reflectance than the clear water. Likewise, the reflectance of water changes with the chlorophyll concentration involved. Increase in chlorophyll concentration tends to decrease reflectance in the blue wavelength and increase reflectance in the green wavelengths. This change have been used in the remote sensing to monitor the presence and to estimate the concentration of algae. Reflectance data have also been used to determine the presence of absence of tiny dyes from the bog vegetation in the lowland areas and to detect a number of pollutants such as the soil and certain industrial waste. Many important characteristics of the water, such as dissolved oxygen concentration, pH, and the salt concentration, cannot be observed directly through the change in the water reflectance. However, such parameters sometimes correlate with the observed reflectance. Thus, there are many complex interrelationship between the spectral reflectance of water and the particular characteristic. Variation in the spectral reflectance in the visible region can be used to differentiate shallow and the deep water, clear and the turbid water, as well as the rough and smooth water bodies. Reflectance in the NIR range is generally used for delineating the water bodies and also to study the algae boom and photoplankton concentration in water. More details on the remote sensing application for monitoring water quality parameters can be found in the book. The next is a spectral reflectance of the some natural features. So એ આપણે next lecture માં discuss કરીશું. Spectral reflectance curve હું એટલે સ્પીડમાં જવા દઉં છું કારણ કે એ તમારે એટલું બધું પૂછાતું નથી આ એક્ઝામ પૂરતું બરાબર. If you are going for the master study અને તમે remote sensing નો subject લો છો સો એ વખતે તમારે આ બધા જે ફીચર્સ છે કે આ બધી જે થિયરીઝ છે એની વખતે તમારે ડિટેલમાં ભણવી પડે. Okay, so see you in the next lecture. Thank you.